Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to After Hours with William in India. Date is December 6, 2022. My name is Rajashekhar Kongari, Equity Research Analyst. Before we go ahead into this podcast, I like to state the disclaimer here. Whatever stocks which we discuss in this podcast are intended only for educational purpose, should not be taken as an investment advice. In this podcast, I will be trying to analyze how the markets behave during the today's session, and also will try to look into Nifty's chart also to get an overview of the market. Then we move on to the key stocks which are in news, and we end this session with a chart of the day. Coming to the today's action, Nifty opened near 18,600 level, compared a 100-point lower opening compared to the yesterday's closing, which was at 18,700 level. And during that whole session, Nifty was trading in the negative territory. You can see here 18,700 is this line, and Nifty clearly traded above that line. During the trading session, there was no clear momentum in either direction. There was no proper momentum on the upside or on the downside. It moved in a zigzag manner. Today was also in a weekly expiry of Nifty Financial Services, which has heavyweights like HDFC Bank and HDFC, and Kotak and ICICI being the major weightages in that index. So definitely, if the any movement in these stocks will definitely impact the overall expiry. So the compared to Thursday session, Tuesdays have also become slightly more volatile nowadays because of the introduction of these weekly expiry. Apart from that, there is no major action on either side, and Nifty closing nearly 50 points lower, that is 0.3% lower in the today's session. Clearly, Nifty is trading above its key moving averages, so there is no major problem there as well. I can see Nifty breaching 21 DMA will be definitely a beginning for the weakness to increase. Until then, we'll be staying in confirmed uptrend, and also will be keep tracking distribution days as well. Distribution days help us in tracking weakness in the market. Currently, we are at nearly all-time highs, around 80,600, which was a high made in the last year. Nifty currently is trading at that level, and it made a new all-time highs in the last week as well. So overall, on a one perspective, markets are at new highs. Definitely a positive sign for the market, and also our methodology will definitely be finding more breakouts in this kind of scenario, because when the market is making new highs, definitely stocks will also be going in the similar direction with the market. Definitely, number of breakouts happening in this market will be higher, and the probability of breakouts being successful will also be higher when the market is at new all-time high. One thing that is lacking is the Nifty mid cap and small cap index, which are still off highs. Small cap particularly is nearly 16-17% off highs. The index is trading at the 10,000 level. 12,000 was the all-time high the index made. So another 2,000 points, that is 20% up move, is needed on the small cap index to hit a all-time high. These broader indices are more important for us, because most of our editions are from these spaces. So it is better to benchmark our returns with these mid cap and small cap indices returns. Coming back to again Nifty 50, today's gainers from the index are Adani Enterprises, closing 2.4% higher. Other companies include FMCGs like HUL and Nestle India. closing 1.2 to 1.5% higher. Bajaj Auto from auto space has also been in the one of the top gainer. Ultratech Cement closing 0.9%. These are the top five gainers from the Nifty 50 index. On the decliners front, we have BPCL closing 2.9% lower, Hindalco 2.6, Tata Steel 2.5, and there are many stocks from various indices, sectoral indices. There is no proper concentration towards one index, both on the gainers and losers front. If you look at the sectoral view, we'll get a more clear idea. Nifty PSU Bank is a top gainer with 1.3% of gain, and Nifty FMCG also was another gainer. Apart from these indices, all the other indices closed in the negative territory. And Nifty IT being the top decliner with 1.5% of decline, followed by Nifty Media with 1% of decline. Coming to the stock specific news and also macro specific news, Canara Bank has increased lending rates by 5 basis points to this is across the tenures. This is majorly the bank is passing on the RBI rate hikes to the consumers. Coming to RBI rate hikes, RBI is about to announce their APC outcome tomorrow. Definitely, that will be watched out by market participants very closely. In the last four MPC meetings, RBI has consistently increased repo rates. Cumulatively, they have increased 190 BPS from 4% to they have increased to 5.9% rates. And in this tomorrow's meeting, also they are expecting, analysts are expecting a rate hike of around 25 to 40 BPS rate hike. The quantum of rate hikes might come down, but the rate hikes will continue going forward as well, because inflation is still hovering above 6%, which is a targeted range by the RBI. So definitely that will play a major role in tomorrow's and coming trading sessions as well. Ratnamani has backed new orders worth 262 crores. Maruti to recall more than 9100 cars. This is because of fault in their seat belts. Some of the models include Maruti Ciaz, Brezza, Ertiga, and others. Rupee has depreciated 90 paisa against US dollar, a negative sign for our macroeconomic front. Currently, it has closed at 82.6 rupees per USD. One of the positive outcome from the World Bank estimates is that the World Bank has increased India's growth forecast to 6.9% from 6.5%. However, for the FY24, the growth forecast was reduced 30 BPS to 6.40 BPS to 6.6% growth. So the chart we picked Angel one with another leading broking firm in India. The stock is looking very good. Fundamentally, the story is very strong. You can see the growth story is very intact. The company has been able to report good set of numbers both on sales and EPS front. That is the reason EPS is at 96, very top class fundamental rating. Price strength is slightly lower at 66, but it is improving. This is because the stock, after making a new high at 2000 levels, it has come down to 1400, 1500 levels. That is the reason. Because of this sell-off, the price strength has also deteriorated. However, the stock is currently trying to break out from its cup with handle base pattern. If that happens, definitely it will be a very good proposition for the addition. Another important aspect which we like is the increasing number of funds which are invested in this stock. You can see consistently the number of funds invested have been increasing, starting with 69 in December 2021. By the end of December 2021 quarter, it has increased to 169 number of funds by the end of September 2022 quarter. Within a span of 4 quarters, you can see the increase in number of funds. Absolute growth has been very great. Coming to the base pattern structure, even though it is a very wide and loose base pattern, the handle portion has been very good. You can see and the stock is forming this handle portion. The volume stayed lower. This is can be considered because of weak hands getting exited from the stock. There is no participation from big institutional investors. Positive side. And if the stock comes closer to its pivot, definitely we want to see the volume to be on the higher side, not below the average volume. Overall, both on fundamental and technical wise, the stock is looking good. If you are looking for a good stocks for addition, you can consider this stock if the stock breaks out on above average volume. Thanks for joining today's after us. We hope to see you again at tomorrow's pre-bell at 8:45 in the morning.